So the top article on the site is an index of pictures that this guy put together on the variation in clitoral hoods. Stop looking at the baby. And I think, I don't know, I've never heard anyone talk about clitoral hoods, no less the variation in clitoral hoods, but why do we have a hood on our clitoris?
Well, it's to protect the highly sensitive glands. I mean, it's the same thing for the man. He has his clitoral hood is his foreskin.
Which we cut off in this country. But if we left men with foreskin, I know because I've had multiple partners with foreskins that there's a range in foreskins. They're not all the same.
No, all different. It's just like all our bodies. We all have breasts and toes and fingers and eyes and nose and mouths and hoods, and they're all different. All different.
We see them in the workshops. Sometimes it doesn't look like a woman has a hood. It's very minimal. It's like barely covered.
No, it's always there.
It's always there, but sometimes it's really tight, and then sometimes it's this beautiful, long, elongated hood. It looks like a trumpet or something.
When it totally covers the glands. Yeah. It's fascinating. I got an email from my friend Carlin. He says, I would think by now that you'd say, I can't look at another vulva. I'm just going to throw up. And I thought, no.
And there's always this season of workshops, there was a vulva that you said, I never saw one that looked like that.
Always different. It's like, do you get tired of looking at people's faces?
No, I could do it for hours, especially on the subway.
Yep. Fascinating. And if you're an artist and you've been trained to observe details, it's endless. You can just go on and on and on.
So I think in his index there are 10 different styles of hoods, but I bet there are more.
Infinite.
So if you have a long hood or a short hood, or it can be different. It's colors. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And every penis starts as a clitoris, so I guess every foreskin starts as a clitoral hood.
Yep, we have it first, and then it develops into the boy. It's fascinating. It really is. It's the same thing with inner lips. It's like I had a client, actually yesterday, who had practically no inner lips. Where the petals are.
Yeah.
It was just like a little tiny ridge, and I went, oh, see, it's always different. Always different. The variation is astounding.
Like if you were going to do a book on the variation of vulvas, it could be endless, like an encyclopedia. Yeah. I mean, it really could be. All those images. And I've been thinking about that because we take pictures of all the vulvas during General Show and Tell in the workshops. We could do a series of clitoral hoods and then a series of labia and then the whole vulva. We could do endless ebooks all the time to show people the range.
It's interesting. I got in touch with the young man that did the wall.
The wall of vagina.
The Great Wall of Vagina, which of course is the Great Wall of China. It's a tube takeoff. And I always assumed it was a woman who did that.
No, it's a man.
I got it. So Carl, he really wants me to be acknowledged for my art. So he writes to Jamie, the guy who makes it, and he says, are you familiar with Betty Dodson? Because he thinks,
yeah, I am.
He thinks that he should acknowledge me.
Yes, he should.
Well, I don't feel that way, Carlin.
But it's not a bad thought to get the two of you together.
So he writes back and says, yes, of course I've heard of her. And for some reason she doesn't like what I've done.
Because you like vulva instead of vagina, that's why. Which is fine.
So I sent both of them an email and saying, I love the Great Wall.
Oh, it's beautiful because it's all white and it's like released.
So
I love it.
Here's Carl's connection is that he wants me to be famous as an artist at the end of my life.
Well, maybe we take some of your art and we release it. That would be fascinating.
I see that you put up Lita in the...
Well, that's because on Facebook now they've changed the rules, and any kind of art or that has nudity or sexual imagery is okay now on Facebook. So that's a big thing that just happened.
Wow.
So when we also changed the rules on Facebook that you can see the variation in vulvas, we will be there with your images ready to go.
That's what I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting for. I can't wait. Because I'd like to. As we're talking, I'd like to hold up an image.
It's coming. It's all opening up. Oh. And then Betty Dodson's art will be seen
everywhere.
Yep.
So he's happy. He says you're going to die rich, and I said I'm already rich. If I get any richer, I'll get confused.
True. Well, and you've always had rich experience.
Which is really the thing that is
the hardest to do in life. Making money is easy. Doing something you love
every day,
and creating that experience, that's what you did.
Oh, I can see now the images. Look, there it is. And see,
it's
you're
coming.
Talking about it, and you put it up there, and then I can actually have a little pointer.
Oh, it's gonna be hot. Wait. Let's do it.
I can't wait. When are we going to do it? When?
September.
So we're going to have clitoral hoods, inner lips, vaginal openings, which is always that little puckered area.
Yes, and how it's all changed. It's all different. Wow. It's never the same.
So it's going to be the Great Wall of Vulva.
Yeah, the Great Wall of Vulva.
I look forward to creating more fabulous art that you kids can see right here on our YouTube channel.
It's coming.
Well, that'll be fun. So stay tuned.